When did God truly grab your heart? Okay, so boom. I'm post-college. Nah, let's get past that. Me and Corey married. You know, 'cause that's when it really hit the fan. Me and Corey married. Before, like, at the altar, we give, our marriage is under Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like,
married?
Yes, I'm married to your daddy, girl. So we got married, you know, under God. That's what it was. Christian. That's what I professed. You know, got baptized the first time at 13 years old. Fast forward, I get married to Corey, and I'm beginning to wrestle with Jesus, like particularly white Jesus. I'm like, hey, look, hey, God, I'm not gonna ever deny. There is a most high being that governs. You know, you start saying most high when you kind of stepping when you stepping back. You know, when you start stepping back from Jesus, you start saying stuff like most high. Yeah, there is most certainly a most high. Eli, baby, don't do that. There is most certainly a most high God. I didn't felt the Holy Spirit. Like I have felt like the presence of God. White Jesus, if it's gonna be white Jesus, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have to move around. I ain't gonna be able to do it. And so I went through a spot where I was just like, I was good on that. And in hindsight, with the verbiage that we have of today, I realized that I was deconstructing, because deconstructing doesn't necessarily always ends up with you stepping away from the faith. It just means that you are questioning everything that you think you believe in. And that's literally what I was doing. Our marriage was like, you know, just hard at this point. No abuse, no abuse, no infidelity or nothing like that. It was just difficult. We were recently married, and we just did not know how to be together. And me in particular, I was struggling with submission. You know what I'm saying? Me in particular, I was struggling with submission. Ultimately because I hadn't submitted my life to Christ. So how can I submit to my husband if I haven't submitted my life to Christ, who's supposed to be at the head of our marriage? And so, long story short, I'm coming undone one day in the classroom, just really upset because of this space that I feel between me and God. And I really think that he needs to show himself to me, because I'm a good person. I'd be a great believer. Like, if I was one of your believers, like, you would have one of the champions of the century. So, like, you really need to show you, like, you supposed to show yourself to me so that I can really give you my allegiance. Just very arrogant, very egotistical, very selfish. Long story short, God revealed himself to me. He put a prayer on my tongue at that moment that I don't really know you like that, but if it be your will, please let me know you before a traumatic event happens. And I really just started like pressing in like to Christ. Like I picked the Bible back up. I had an issue with misogyny. I had an issue with okay, I forgot about that. I had an issue with you know, the whole whitewashing of the religion. I had an issue with all of those things. But when you pick up the Bible and you read for yourself, you realize, and so does God. And so does God have an issue with those things. And the way that people have portrayed him in the wrong way is not who he is. And so that becomes apparent to me. I give my life to Christ. And we rolling. You know, our marriage is turned around. You know, I go from, dang, like, I'm trying to put some things off to, like, what's up? We can do anything. Like, me and you can conquer the world, but what's up? What we doing? We get pregnant and we lose our first baby. And there was a moment when I was like really, really having like a hard grieving day, just like a very, very difficult grieving day. And joy erupted literally in my belly. And I was like, this is it. I'm in the traumatic moment and I know God for real. And so you asked me, like, it was a process. Like, when did God for real grip my heart? But that's the moment on that bathroom floor, going through the most traumatic event in my entire life, where God had me, like, where he got me forever. Now, I'm going to be having some questions. Like, I might not like the way something going. I might be pressed. And, like, I might even have to deal with loss in, like, a magnificent way. But because of what I've seen and how he's really made himself available to me and come and put himself right in my face, I'm just never going to go back on God. Like, that's when he got my whole heart and my entire allegiance. And I love to tell that story because it was right in the middle of tragedy. And I know sometimes people be going through tragedy. Okay, sweetheart. People be going through tragedy, and it's one of the hardest times to be faithful. But God is present even during tragedy, even when the circumstance don't end up the way that we want it to end up. I can't tell, to this day, I can't tell y'all why we lost that baby. Like, can't tell you why that happened. Like, never got an answer. You know, just like whole healthy pregnancy, everything was good. It's just, it didn't happen. And we were really far along, and that was a really traumatic process and situation. And that's the moment that God gripped my whole heart. And so I like to tell it like that, just to be encouraging, that like he can grip your heart in the wildest moments. And for the people that I know, it ain't never when you feel like you at the top of the mountain. He always grip that mug when you feel like you ain't got nothing left in you. When there's no other way for you to turn. That's when he swoop in. That's when he specializes in swooping in.